All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with me. And
Hello, everyone.
today we are talking about a book called Breaking Free, A Guide to Financial Well-Being. And we picked this one out because I think we all struggle with money sometimes, and this one promises
We all do,
to
yeah.
help us get out of that paycheck-to-paycheck cycle.
That's right.
So let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so right out of the gate, one of the things that really caught my attention was this line that said, living paycheck to paycheck doesn't have to be your reality.
Right.
And it really struck me because it's like,
Yeah.
well, duh. But also it's like, yeah, but how do we do that?
It feels so real for so many people. And the whole point of this book is to kind of take back that power, right? And realize that you do have choices and
Yeah.
you're not trapped. You can make different choices. And that leads into their next big point, which is your financial future begins with today's smart choices. So it's like, okay, you can get out of this. It's not a life sentence to be stuck,
Right.
but you have to start making changes now.
Okay, so what are these smart choices?
Yeah.
Because I will fully admit sometimes my spending habits could use some work. So what are some specific smart choices that people can start making today?
Sure. So the book really focuses on three main areas: budgeting, saving, and side income.
Okay.
So for a lot of people, when they hear budget, they kind of cringe, right? It sounds
Uh-huh.
restrictive and boring,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
The book suggests thinking of it more as a spending plan,
Mm-mm.
like a roadmap for your money. And there are tons of different methods out there.
Yeah.
One that I actually use and that I think is really easy to grasp is the 50-30-20 rule.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, it's 50% of your income goes to your needs, your essentials like housing and bills.
Yeah.
30% to wants, and that's where all the fun stuff comes in, like eating out or going to the movies.
Okay.
And then 20% goes to savings and debt repayment.
Gotcha.
So it gives you a framework, to work within, but it doesn't feel super rigid like some other methods.
Okay, so 50-30-20.
Yeah.
Like it's simple to remember.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's budgeting, but then how do we actually make sure we stick to that?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things is to start small.
Okay.
Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight.
Yeah.
Like maybe this week you just focus on tracking your spending.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just seeing where your money is actually going is a huge eye-opener.
That is true. I remember when I first did that, it was like,
Kind of shocking.
yeah, exact. And then once you have a good grasp on that, try implementing one small change.
Okay.
Like maybe you bring lunch to work 2 days a week instead of buying it every day.
Oh, yeah,
Little things like that can really add up over time.
totally. It's those small changes, right?
Exactly. And they really start to build momentum. You get one win under your belt and you're like, all right, what else can I do?
Yeah. I like that small changes. Big impact.
All right, so we talked about budgeting.
Yeah.
Let's move on to saving.
Yeah.
I think this is another area where people kind of get overwhelmed. They think, oh, I need to save thousands of dollars, and it just feels impossible.
I know that feeling, but honestly, one of the biggest takeaways from the book for me was how much even small amounts of money saved consistently can grow over time because of this thing called compound interest.
The compound interest,
It's
yeah.
like magic.
Okay, explain that to me.
So basically, your interest is earning interest.
Oh, okay.
It's like if you put aside just $20 a week over 10 years, with even a modest return, you could have over $12,000.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it really adds up. And the book does a great job of breaking it down and showing you like real life examples.
Okay, so even if you can't save a ton of money right now, just putting aside a little bit consistently can make a big difference.
It's a huge difference.
Amazing. Okay, so we've covered budgeting. We've covered saving. What about this side income thing? Because I think a lot of people are already so busy. And the idea of adding another job just sounds exhausting.
Absolutely. But that's where it gets exciting because it's not about just getting another job.
Okay.
It's about tapping into your passions and your skills and finding ways to monetize them.
Oh, okay.
So what are some things you're really good at or that you enjoy doing? Like maybe you're a fantastic organizer
Okay.
and you could offer virtual assistant services, or maybe you love to play video games and you could stream on Twitch or create walkthrough videos on YouTube.
That's a good point. I never thought of it like that. Like using things you're already doing.
Exactly.
Okay, Joy.
And because you're passionate about it, it doesn't even feel like work.
Right. It's fun.
It's finding that sweet spot where your skills and interests meet a need in the market.
That's awesome. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
And I think the biggest takeaway for me is that taking control of your finances doesn't have to be this scary, overwhelming thing.
Absolutely.
It's about budgeting wisely, saving consistently, and even Finding side hustles that light you up.
You got it.
Small steps, consistency, and a dash of passion.
I love it. And I think to leave our listeners with one final thought, to really ponder what's one skill or hobby that you've always been good at? Maybe something people always compliment you on. Could that be your side hustle waiting to happen?
Oh, I like that.
Think about it. Explore it a little bit. You might surprise yourself.
So true.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for joining us, everyone, for this deep dive into financial well-being, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.